Hey guys, welcome back to Jurassic Collectibles. I've got a very nostalgic and special piece for you today, and it's this Dinosaurs Magazine. Now, who remembers these? If you were around in the early 90s and around the time that Jurassic Park came out, you'll know that in the UK and other parts of the world there was a massive dinosaur craze. And this magazine came out just on the cusp of that craze. It was 1992, and Orbis, a company that usually makes magazine serials for kids and adults, published this magazine Dinosaurs and had an amazing television campaign on TV. Now, pretty much every kid I knew bought this first issue, including girls, because it was 30 pence, and that was ridiculously cheap for the first issue. I believe the regular price was $1.99, but I might be wrong there. And it came with these 3D glasses and the first part of your glow-in-the-dark plastic skeleton kit. Now, that was absolutely amazing to get for 30 pence, and I believe the first part was the head. I'm not going to take it out of the packaging. It is still in here, but I don't want to take it out because this is the first issue and I'd love to keep it in nice condition. I have a lot of memories attached to this cover and everything inside it, so we're going to take a look today. And also, I've managed to obtain the outer shell, which came in later episodes. There was a skin plastic outer shell that came with this guy, and I managed to track one of those down, so we'll have a look at those in just a minute. So if I open up the front cover, you can see it's got a really colourful contents page, and down here we've got Dr. David Norman, who was the brainchild behind this magazine. I think he published quite a lot of dinosaur books in the 90s as well, and probably still does. And then we've got an introduction to the Dinosaurs series, and you can see these kids are playing with the T-Rex skeleton and the green outer shell that I talked about, which is exquisitely painted, and I'm sure no child's T-Rex looked that good. You can see they're looking at the magazine here, packed with facts. And it was really good because it was a nice way to combine play with education. You know, you learn about dinosaurs, but you also got to build a T-Rex toy. And I think that was really smart. It certainly taught me a lot about dinosaurs. Okay, so on the next page you've just got a rundown of all the different pages and just ways of looking at the information and how to get the most out of the magazine. So that's nice. Plus, dinosaurs brought to life in spectacular 3D. So here you've got a little bit more information about building your Tyrannosaurus Rex, and we've got an amazing picture of the T-Rex there. Fantastic. I'll just let you get a closer look at that. And that was the main reason for me buying this magazine. I mean, you know, I'm going to be honest. And there's what came in the first issue. So you can see there's the parts. You got 3 parts and it built the skull. So you probably got the most exciting part in the first issue. You could also get this binder, this Blue Dinosaurs binder, and you could keep all your magazines safe in there. I'm not sure if I ever got around to getting one of those, but I certainly wanted to. And then we get onto the dinosaur fact pages. So for lots of different types of dinosaurs, in the introduction of the magazine you'd always have a rundown of their stats and information about them. So some nice artwork. And here you can see some of the information about his skull and the measurements. You'd always get this size-wise chart. So you'd get, you know, a human compared to the dinosaur, which was really nice. And I remember looking at the Triceratops one once and really staring at the scale to get an idea how big he was. Again, some more artwork. And that's quite a famous painting. I've seen that quite a lot. So there we go. And then we're on to some other dinosaurs here. So we've got Avaceratops. And we've got Dicraeosaurus. I hope I'm pronouncing both of those right. Please correct me if I'm wrong. And you can see the size charts as well. Wonderful. And then here we've got some information about the different times that dinosaurs lived. So there we go. And all of these pages for me are bringing back floods of memories. I mean, I recognize these pages because I looked at this magazine so much when it first came out. So yeah, it's really impressive. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, so in the middle of the magazine you used to get a 3D centerfold, and that's what the 3D glasses were for. So if you didn't hold on to your 3D glasses, you were pretty screwed after this point. And also, they started off doing these ones that were like clay models of the different dinosaurs. I was going to say T-Rex, but I think this is a Ceratosaurus and a Stegosaurus. And they started off by using these models for the 3D stereo images, but then as the series progressed, they started doing line art, and they weren't as good as the models. So I remember being disappointed that they started doing 3D line art as opposed to actual physical models. Cool. Okay, and then we get this amazing Giants of the Past. I remember this used to be a regular feature too. You used to get a really nice centerfold picture on the back of the 3D pages, and that is fantastic. Really like that artwork. So yeah, that's fantastic. Then here we've got how to spot a dinosaur. So they've got some information on the leg configuration for the Brachiosaurus and some really nice size charts there. Great stuff. This is really nice to see this again, and I managed to pick this one up on eBay, and it's in absolutely mint condition, so I'm so happy that I managed to find this. Okay, let's see what else we got here. So we've got information about how a fossil is created. I mean, for 30 pence, when this came out, I mean, even if you just got this first issue, it was a bargain. I mean, this is a book. This is a dinosaur book. And then at the back they got some really nice comic book artwork about how the Iguanodon was discovered. And I remember learning this story through this comic book. And this was a regular feature again on the magazine. They used to have it always near the back of the the magazine. And yeah, fantastic stuff. A really exciting way to explain archaeology and dinosaurs to kids. It's a really, really smart idea. And then at the back we've got a dinosaur fact file, so we've got some questions so you can do a little quiz with your friends. And then at the back we've got A to Z. Now this was in every issue of this magazine. And then here it's just a rundown of what you're going to get in issue 2, and you can see the cover art there, very exciting, with a Triceratops on the front. And then here on the back we've got more information. So here we've got Ask the Expert. We've got Dr. David Norman just going through some simple questions on the back. I'm not sure if this was always on the back. This might have been inside, but at least on this issue it's on the back cover. So there we have it. That was the Dinosaurs Magazine. Now, I do have a box full of the outer skin. So let's have a look at that. So this comes all the way from partworks.co.uk, so thank you very much for sending this over. And you can see inside we've got all the parts for the outer skin. So we've got the Tyrannosaurus Rex tail. And what I'm staggered by looking at these pieces is how rudimentary the sculpt is. I remember being fascinated by the detail on these when I was a child. I used to hold these in my hands and think, wow, this is a detailed model. But now, looking at it, they look like chicken drumsticks. And they really are quite appalling. But still, it's cool. You know, it's nice to be reunited with these long-lost collectibles. And I'll just push these aside to make room for more. So here is the head. And this one's great because the eye looks terrible, and you would have had to have put a glass eye in there, but I don't think they ever provided that glass eye. So that was quite funny. And another thing to note is that they came with ridges along the back, which looks really sort of 1950s style dinosaur. And there's the other side of the head. Let's see what else we got. We got the feet here. Another foot. And then we've got some of the hand pieces, which look almost like pig trotters. And then what else we got? We got some more leg parts here. And that's pretty much it. So there we have it. We've got some of the outer shell of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Unfortunately, the rods that go into these little holes that join the two parts together actually quite often snapped off when you tried to pull them apart again. So I actually am not going to attempt to try and put this guy together. And if I ever do, I'm going to make sure that it's a permanent thing, and I might try and match the one that we see in the magazine. So did you own or read this magazine as a child? Were you part of the republication that came out a few years later in the mid-90s when this was rebranded with a different cover? Let me know if you read or owned this magazine and your memories attached with it. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed today's look at the Dinosaurs Magazine from 1992, published by Orbis. I know I have, and this has brought back a lot of memories for me, and I'm really going to enjoy reading through this magazine and going over the information that I learnt and committed to memory as a child. Okay guys, rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.